Hello snowboarders of the internet. I'm your host Avran LeFeber, and in this video we're going to review the new niche Wraith for 2020. This board is available in 5 sizes: 145, 149, 152, 155, and 158. This board features Niche's low-rise camber, which is just a very mellow traditional camber. That's it, just a very mellow traditional camber. I rode this board on a day at Copper that was overcast, there was humidity, it was warmer temps, the groomers were kind of chundry in spots or perfectly groomed depending where you were on the mountain. Visibility was kind of shit at times, and I rode them with my K2 Thraxis boots and my K2 Indy bindings. This board comes in with just past the middle of the road flex. I mean, it's on the stiffer side for sure. That's why it's not in the middle of the road, and the sweet spot in the tip and the tail is really minuscule, and then it just stiffens back up through the middle. There's a little bit of torsional flex, but not a crazy amount. But this board is super stable. You want to just go as fast as you can into choppy, chundery terrain, go for it. Go Mach 10. This board's not going to buck you around. You're not going to feel any micro vibrations in your knees or your ankles. This board is very damp, yet still lively. The snap and pop from this board is easy to engage due to the camber profile. You really don't have to aggressively load it up, but there's not a lot of rebound out of it. It's not the snappiest board, it's not the deadest board, it's kind of in the middle of the road. It gets the job done, it's nothing to write home about. But when you get this thing on jumps, this is where it shines. That stiffer flex really comes into play. This board, you can load up that camber profile, pop off the lip, and if you get a jump that's very poppy, has a lot of lip to it, a lot of woo, this board will excel. It's just better on jumps, small to large. That's where it's going to shine. That stiffer flex really comes into play. Just going to be easier and more stable on landings. So if you're a jumper, this might be where you want to look at it versus, say, something like the Crux in their line. Speed is your friend when you're buttering or jibbing with this board. That sweet spot way out in the tip and the tail is so tiny, and you have to really leverage your weight way out over it and exaggerate your movements to get it to lock in. Be prepared to muscle this board. You're going to feel it fight you. It's just due to the flex pattern of it. It's not the easiest board to engage, and you're going to have to work for it. That camber profile hugs rails, it locks in, you don't have to worry about that, but you're going to want to just be aggressive with it. So bring your A game if you're trying to jib or butter. This board is a bit sluggish when you roll from edge to edge. It's just slower to engage, and when you do get it on edge, it grips, but you're not aggressively carving with it. It's just one of those boards that even when you're center flexing it and driving into it, it's not the snappiest. Yeah, you can do deep hard carves, but just didn't really feel like that was what this was good at. Short, tight, quick setup turns were slower, a little more delayed, so you kind of had to over-exaggerate your movements to get this board to drive the way you wanted it to. Who's this board for? It's definitely for the park guy that's cruising the whole mountain, hitting bigger jumps, just sending bigger stuff. Someone that wants a twin that's a little stiffer. The marketing on this board would lead you to believe that it's on the softer side. I don't agree with that, but I did get a pre-production sample, so there's going to be a few tweaks to this board before it reaches you guys out there. I wasn't overly impressed with it. It's a snowboard, it did snowboard things, it got the job done. There's better boards out there and there's worse boards out there. It's a middle of the pack snowboard. Comparable boards, the Capita DOA, the Ride Burnout, the Jones Mountain Twin. This has been my review of the niche Wraith. Do you agree? Do you disagree? Do you own one? Are you going to buy one? Leave me a comment down below. Let's have a conversation on this snowboard. If you're new here, remember to subscribe, click the bell. That way you're not missing any of these videos that we've got coming out for all you snowboarders of the internet. And if you really like to support us, swing on over to Angry Snowboarder VIP, jump behind that paywall, get content early, have a say in what we're working on, have in-depth conversations with myself and Kevin. I could tell you more, got a whole video over there explaining it. As always, I've been your host, Avran LeFeber, and I'll see you in another video.